Is not this a true autumn day? Just the still melancholy that I love that makes life and nature harmonize. Don't you love New York in the fall? It makes me want to buy school supplies. I would send you a bouquet of newly sharpened pencils if I knew your name and address. The weather just went from 90 to 55 like it. Saw a state trooper. Pale amber sunlight falls across reddening October trees that hardly sway before a breezy as soft as summer. Summer's law seems little dear. On days like these, autumn teaches us the beauty of letting go. Growth requires release. It's what the trees do. Autumn leaves don't fall, they fly. They take their time and wander on this their only chance to soar. Never jump in a pile of leaves with a wet sucker. Go sit upon the lofty hill and turn your eyes round, where waving woods and waters wild do hymn an autumn sound. The summer sun is faint on them, the summer flowers depart. Sit still, as all transform to stone except your musing heart. The heat of autumn is different from the heat of summer. One ripens apples, the other turns them to cider. The heat of autumn is different from the heat of summer. One ripens apples, the other turns them to cider. It's the first day of autumn, a time of hot chocolatey mornings and toasty marshmallow evenings, and, best of all, leaping into leaves. A wind has blown the rain away and blown the sky away and all the leaves away, and the trees stand. I think I too have known autumn too long. Another fall, another turned page. Autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. Love the trees until their leaves fall off, then encourage them to try again next year. Autumn is as joyful and sweet as an untimely end. Autumn seemed to arrive suddenly that year. The morning of the 1st September was crisp and golden as an apple. Autumn is the hardest season. The leaves are all falling, and they're falling like they're falling in love with the ground. For anyone who lives in the oak-and maple area of New England, there is a perennial temptation to plunge into a purple sea of adjectives about October. Autumn is a second spring, and every leaf is a flower. Every leaf speaks bliss to me, fluttering from the autumn tree. Notice that autumn is more the season of the soul than of nature. I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers. I hope I can be the autumn leaf who looked at the sky and lived, and when it was time to leave, gracefully it knew life was a gift. The heart of autumn must have broken here and poured its treasure upon the leaves. If a year was tucked inside of a clock, then autumn would be the magic hour. Autumn is the season to find contentment at home by paying attention to what we already have. And the sun took a step back. The leaves lulled themselves to sleep, and autumn was awakened to sounds of autumn unmistakable. The hurrying rustle of crisp leaves blown along the street by a gusty wind, and the gabble of a flock of migrating geese. I can smell autumn dancing in the breeze, the sweet chill of pumpkin and crisp sunburnt leaves. How beautiful the leaves grow old. How full of light and color are their last days. Autumn is the mellower season, and what we lose in flowers we more than gain in fruits. Autumn carries more gold in its pocket than all the other seasons. No spring nor summer beauty hath such grace as I have seen in one autumnal face. Everyone must take time to sit and watch the leaves turn. October's poplars are flaming torches lighting the way to winter. Winter is an etching, spring a watercolor, summer an oil painting, and autumn a mosaic of them all. I cannot endure to waste anything so precious as autumnal sunshine by staying in the house. So I have spent almost all the daylight hours in the open air, dancing of the autumn leaves on the surface of a lake is a dream we see when we are awake, and all at once summer collapsed into fall. Autumn that year painted the countryside in vivid shades of scarlet, saffron, and russet, and the day were clear and crisp under the harvest skies. Delicious autumn, my very soul is wedded to it. And if I were a bird, I would fly about the earth seeking the successive autumns. I loved autumn, the season of the year that God seemed to have put there just for the beauty of it. A fallen leaf is nothing more than a summer's wave goodbye. Anyone who thinks fallen leaves are dead has never watched them dancing on a windy day. The trees are about to show us how lovely it is to let the dead things go. I would rather sit on a pumpkin and have it all to myself than be crowded on a velvet cushion. Wild is the music of the autumnal winds amongst the faded woods. Fall has always been my favorite season, the time when everything burst with its last beauty, as if nature had been saving up all year for the grand finale. Autumn mornings, sunshine and crisp air, birds and commas, year's end and day's beginnings. Autumn leaves are falling, filling up the streets, golden colors on the lawn, nature's trick or treat. The tints of autumn, a mighty flower garden, blossoming under the spell of the enchanter frost. There is something incredibly nostalgic and significant about the annual cascade of autumn leaves. There is a harmony in autumn and a luster in its sky which, through the summer, is not heard or seen, as if it could not be, as if it had not been. Listen, the wind is rising, and the air is wild with leaves. We have had our summer evenings, now for October eves. Thanks for waiting.